started, so this is Keith Bennet. I know I don't have the greatest background right now, but I'm in a hotel, unfortunately, and I'm just sort of, so look at that face, that cute little face. Poor little chap. He actually went, let me just take a look. He went missing on June the 16th, 1964, I believe. Yeah, 1964. And again, the other victims, the children, they were found. But unfortunately, even in, I believe it was 1986, Myra and Ian, they did confess to killing him. So I believe, even though they were taken back onto the moors to try and see if they could, remember where they buried him, they never found him. So I want to connect to his frequency tonight. I feel like someone's been coming in this morning. It was just guardians were like, you got to go to the moors. I'm like, okay, I do as I'm told. So this is going to be case CCMP74.
I am Karen the Enforcer, and I will ensure the truth is spoken.
Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski, aka Butterfly Karen. Welcome. So welcome to the UK. Okay, so yes, I'm actually here in the UK. Personal reasons, but I will discuss them in the next video. Doing my parapsychology. Probably be IIDR 79 if I believe it's going to be an intuitive intelligence video. But it's all really to do with grief and all that kind of stuff, but I'll go into detail more in another video. Really tonight I want to really get into a paranormal investigation. Well, yeah, still parapsychological investigation, but it's of a missing young man. This is Keith Bennet, 12-year-old Keith Bennet. A lot of people in my age group and a lot older will know who this young man is. He was one of the murdered children from the, Myra Hindley and Ian Brady, the famous Moors murders. This young man was a Moors murdered victim. He's still missing. His remains are still missing. Somewhere on the Saddleworth Moor in the North Yorkshire Moors. So, or the Moors. I woke up this morning and I just felt, because I was here, I just felt like this weird pull to sort of connect. And sometimes when energy is ready to be sort of found, that's kind of how they'll find somebody that their guardians can connect them to someone like me, and then we'll try and sort of tap in. So before I get started, so this is Keith Bennet. I know I don't have the greatest background right now, but I'm in a hotel, unfortunately, and I'm just sort of, so look at that face, that cute little face. Poor little chap. He actually went, let me just take a look. He went missing on June the 16th, 1964, I believe. Yeah, 1964. And again, the other victims, the children, they were found. But unfortunately, even in, I believe it was 1986, Myra and Ian, they did confess to killing him. So I believe, even though they were taken back onto the moors to try and see if they could, remember where they buried him, they never found him. So I want to connect to his frequency tonight. I feel like someone's been coming in this morning. It was just guardians were like, you got to go to the moors. I'm like, okay, I do as I'm told. So this is going to be case CCMP74. Now it is. Don't have my other phone on me because I left it back home in the US, but it is the 6th of November. Let me just see if I can, because I've still got my Arizona time on this tablet, so let me just, okay, so it's November the 6th, 2025. I'm not sure if you can sort of see at the top. I'm sure if you take a little screenshot if you're a bit of an op. Right, so 6th of November 2025. Just pop it there. So I wanna gotta open it up because once I zone in on Keith's face, his eyes more than anything, the eyes of the soul, I will be connecting to his frequency. So hopefully we can find his remains, and I'm all for the victims at the end of the day. So like I say, it is 11/6/2025, and I'm clocking in at 8:15 p.m. UK time. 8:15 p.m. So it's so warm in here. The lighting's terrible. It's not great. Like I say, I was working up this morning, and I kind of know when I'm getting a hit on energy. And I wasn't really planning on sort of tapping in or doing any videos this month because I was sort of I'm here dealing with my best friend's lost a child basically, and flew over to sort of help with the grieving process, but it's a lot harder than I thought. And I thought, well, it's not that I'm blocked off, it's just I was trying not to sort of tap in, but I don't always get the choice, unfortunately. So this morning, silly o'clock, I woke up and all I could see was Keith's face, and just like, you need to go to the Mars, you need to go to the Mars. I'm like, okay, right. Well, I know this case. Years ago I did research, but again, obviously it's a lot easier when I'm here, closer to where these frequencies are, these energies are, because obviously when I'm in the States, I'm across the side of the world, so it's not easy for me to just come to the Mars and really sort of tap in. I mean, I could have tried that last year, but energy didn't reach out to me last year. So, timing is everything, even for energy. And, sometimes when energy is ready to be found or to be connected to, that happens too. But it was very strong. And because I'm just... It's strange as well, because when I was kind of looking for a hotel, there was one hotel and it was fully booked, and it was right on the Mars. And I remember looking at it thinking, well, I was even though sort of looking at the pictures right in the background, I saw what looked like a tall monument, and I couldn't take my eyes off it. And there's me trying to look at these sort of rooms, and this room will work, but it was strange. This one picture of the actual hotel, but in the background there was this weird monument. It's like a tall, sort of dark coloured, pointed monument. And I just kept drawing it now, but I kept thinking, oh, why am I being pulled to that? So now I believe there was around the reservoirs where 3 or 4 of the bodies of the other children were found. I believe they sort of they were renowned for going back, obviously, to where they buried the children. But then, obviously, they would go back anyway. But I feel like they buried them all within the close vicinity of each other. Now, obviously, over time, if they're going to keep, when they're sort of revisiting, I'm not sure if this monument would have been there back then, on the top of the hill, but they would have had something to make, just in case they got lost, or I'm trying to go into their weird minds. Like if we keep going back, we'll have a point of contact, like where we know we're right where we usually come. I don't know why I'm going there, but that's what I was looking at. I kept getting drawn to this weird sort of monument. And I just remember thinking, oh, so that is on Saddlemore. If that was there back then, maybe in the 60s, maybe they used that as a point, because as I was looking down towards a reservoir, it would have been sort of directly across. So I was focusing on this, thinking, I'm wondering, I'm not saying that's where Keith's remains are, but it could still be somewhere in the area. So I was thinking, well, maybe if I go back and make that my point to start that, because then I felt like I'd have been looking down at the hole, and then if I'd have looked down, I would have seen the areas where, as I'm thinking, like in their minds, where we've buried the children. Now that could be important for monuments, so I want to go. I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to go there tomorrow and see if I can pull more. But I did. It's strange. I was just so pulled to it. Like, why am I? I'm looking at the hotel. Why am I focusing on that in the background? It was really weird. Oh, excuse me. Oh, confirmation burps. So, well, that's strange. My dimensional door's coming too. Ooh, okay, that's good. So, what I'm going to be doing tonight is literally connecting my frequency to Keith Bennet, and hopefully he will guide me, and his guardians will guide me to where he is. I'm going to try and get as much information, because I'm going to be remote viewing, obviously. I'm going to try and get as much information as possible, because I don't believe they would bury all the other children within the small area of, really close to each other. If you sort of look at the map where they found all the bodies, they're like probably within feet of each other. I can't imagine they would have gone too far out with Keith either. But I mean, back then they would have had limited resources and financial resources and stuff. But today it's a little bit different. But I think in year 2025. We should be ready. We should have the decent amount of technology and resources now to try and find this young man's remains. Now, obviously, if I don't know, I'm gonna go in my way, and then obviously I'm gonna, contact Manchester Police and get the report, whatever information. Again, I'm gonna get a report to them. It's up to them again if they want to use their resources to go out there and take a look at what I'm possibly picking up on. And then they have these like radars and all sorts of stuff they can use now. But I want to go in literally my way. So my guardians are literally connecting to Keith's guardians right now, just to try and so we can connect our frequencies. I remember correctly with Keith, he was literally not far from home when he was kidnapped by them both, abducted by the evil ones. I believe he was on his way to his grandmother's home, but not far from his own home. It's, it's just terrible. It's awful growing up and, hearing about that all the time. And his poor mum never ever stopped looking for him, obviously. But she could never find him. So while my guardians are doing that good stuff, I am going to be zoning in on Keith, and then hopefully to show me where you are, young man. Hopefully we can try and get as close to an area where he is, and I would love to sort of see Keith's body being found. I really would, his remains and closure. So I'm going to focus on Keith, and then I'm going to be zoning in. Oh, that's so strange. Feeling this real, it's magnetizing anyway when you're connecting to frequencies, but even though it's so strange, it's like today, even though I'm focusing on one thing, I feel like I'm being drawn to something else, and right now I'm zoning in on Keith, but I feel like I'm being pulled away from his face. It's the strangest thing. I don't know. That feels weirdly new to me, so I don't know. There's something symbolic about that, where it almost feels like where you would think to look for him, or where they did look, you'd need, I don't know why, maybe there was a lot of diversion back then. Let me carry on. Just something strange is coming out from that. Okay. Right. So now I am going to be rezoning back in, and again, I'm just going to be remote viewing, so this might just get a little bit boring, but weird hits. You just see where. Now I'm connected to a key's frequency. Let me guide it to where he is. Show me where you are. Show me where you are. There's a strong wind to the left. Go to the, so I'm focused right now. We're on the reservoir area where the other bodies were found. I'm kind of looking onto the Mars right now, but I'm hearing to my left side, which I may have to go left, and maybe, but I'm feeling like I can hear the wind. So there's like wind, strong wind in my ear to the left of me, stood looking out on the southern Mars. Just left. Like I'm not feeling the wind here. This could be a pull to focus to my left side. I don't know why I'm turning, but I want to go. I feel like I'm being pulled to the left of the reservoir from the, oh, hello, we go. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I feel like I'm going higher elevation. I may need to go uphill a little. Interesting that I'm discussing the monument on the hill. I feel like I need to be going uphill. Why is that? And I'm so focused on this monument. It's very possible they created some sort of monument. Maybe if they buried him in a different place completely, and they built something so they wouldn't forget where he was. But obviously they may have done, they may have forgotten. And I'm feeling like I'm climbing up. Oh, look, I'm stuffed up. I'm feeling stuffed up. I feel like I'm, you know, when your ears pop a little bit when you're into higher elevation. It's so strange. Keep going with it. I feel like I'm climbing up the hill. Which is interesting because I felt this need to go to this monument to look down at the reservoirs. Now I feel like I'm climbing up hill. So if I was to look down, I could still see where well, not me, but the others were buried. Oh, I don't feel like he's buried away from them. I feel stuffed up all of a sudden. That's so weird. What is that? Just topsy-turvy. I'm hearing a woman. Topsy-turvy. Why? It's all a bit topsy-turvy. What is? Focus on what else is around me. Now I feel like I'm in the clouds, mist. Like I'm looking down. It's misty. Can't see properly. It's very possible he was buried on higher elevation, which may explain why they wouldn't have found him. And they found the others, the other children. And why would you bury the other children somewhat close together and not on them? not find keys within the same area too. Oh, at least. Strange. Ooh. Okay, you know what this feels like right now? I feel like I've been climbing and I'm out of breath. Climbing. Okay, because I'm connected to Keith's frequency, I'm wondering if he was alive when he was taken up to Mars. Could have been alive when they took him to the Mars. Made him climb a little. I feel like I'm out of breath a little bit, like it's the weirdest thing. I feel like he's grabbing my hand to pull me up, to show me where he is. It's strange. I don't know what the weather was like back then, but why am I seeing him in? Weird. It's like a maybe I had to draw them shorts, but almost like this weird dungaree shorts. Cream, a light coloured jumper underneath. I don't understand why that don't feel right to be wearing that set of clothes. Maybe in the summer, but dude, it's like I'm watching him holding my hand, pulling me up, but he's wearing browny coloured set of dungaree style, like and then the shorts, a light coloured jumper, socks, and that makes no sense. That makes no sense to be seeing a set of clothes. Because I feel cold. Excuse me. Oof. But I feel like I'm going to climb up a hill. He's not wearing his glasses. And literally, as I'm focused on him, he's not wearing his glasses. He's climbing, walking up this hill. I don't know if he was alive when he was taken there, or if this is just his residual energy now that is climbing, just walks around. It's so weird. I'm on top of a hill, looking down. I can barely see because of all the weird mist. Whoa! I feel cold. I feel like I'm coming down with a sudden cold, like sniffles. This is not my energy, obviously. This is me. But I feel cold. That's what I mean. I feel I should not be wearing those sorts of clothes. But I'm looking down and I can't see properly. It's almost like completely out of view. Which means, oh good Lord, which means if he is of higher elevation, it could be hard to come across. I feel there's something to do with some sort of monument or point of I don't know. Which would explain because of the elevation it's so high up to, you would miss it. If you knew what you were looking for, you could find it. But when the weather comes in, you could be completely hidden. Ooh, okay, hidden in plain sight. Plain sight. But hidden in plain sight, that would be contradictive because of the mist. Ooh, that's very strange. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, literally, and I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, show me more. But he didn't have his glasses on when I'm seeing him walking up. Like, it's hard to know when he was sort of dragging me up. I'm wondering if he was being dragged up then, like if they were making. I don't know whether he was. We'll never know, will we? Whether he was alive when they took him to the Mars, or whether he was already deceased. But I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't even, regardless of what Myra and Brady say, Hindley and Brady, I won't believe anything that comes out those evil creatures' mouths. I mean, I know they're dead now, but they could have said anything back then. Plain sight. Topsy-turvy. That's very strange. So there's a climbing up hill, high elevation. Then just think of the fog coming in and it's just mist across the top of the peaks. And you would, if you was down at the reservoir, you were looking up when it, I'm assuming by the looks of this, I'll probably know tomorrow morning. I'm going to go early because I want to see what the mist level is, the fog. Morning dew. I want to see how low that comes over the hill peaks. I want to see how much I can see up there. I don't know why we're seeing him in strange shorts. It's weird. Sort of dungaree style shorts, brown. See a light coloured jumper. I don't know why. That clothing didn't make sense because feeling cold as I did and do still much weird. Like as I'm walking, it's like the cold is coming out my mouth. Like the breath is too cold for this type of clothing. Strange. Hidden in plain sight. That's a strange expression when I'm looking for his buried remains, but he could be obviously buried with, like, think of it plain sight. Again, why do I keep going to that monument? It's really sticking out and it's really weird. It's doing my head in. It's like, okay, why do I keep getting drawn to that monument? Because that would be in plain sight. Could be close to that. Okay. It's weird. Do you know what it feels? Do you know what this feels like? I don't know if he's already met them before. They took him. It's weird. It's like I don't know, like he's met them before, spoke to them before, and when they've convinced him to go, it's because he's already been, I don't know, like he's been somewhere before with them or he's spoken to them before. Yeah, I'm just sort of seeing the hills and I want to focus uphill. It's possible it could be buried on top of a hill. It would cover that the top of the tip of the hill. Fog. It would come low. Below. And then I feel like as I'm up there, if I look down, I can see if I was them, I could look down and see where the others are from that high perspective. And yet I feel like he's up there. Or if not, he's able to see where he is from a higher elevation. So he could still be around seem close in the vicinity of them. Just see something. I feel like I'm seeing a weird triangle. Ooh, give me I want coordinates. I feel like I'm getting coordinates. Specific. Show me the numbers. Seeing a row of numbers and I'm just going to assume it's show me the numbers again. Ow, that hurts. Ow, that really hurts. What is that? What the hell? 1, 4. Oh, God, what is that? What is that? I'm feeling. Oh, God, I feel like this high elevation. Do you know what that feels like in my ear? You know when you're sort of ascending or descending in a plane and you get that, oh, and they're trying to pop your ear. But that physically feels like that. Whoa. Coordinates. Okay, so 14608011311. Those are the numbers. It's like a little dash after 1, 4, 0, 6, 0, 8, 0, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1. I'm assuming there could be coordinates, but just seeing those numbers, what does that mean? 14, 16, 18, 1, 1, 3. I'll put those in the report like that. That's interesting. So I'm going to put those into the coordination map. I'm going to put those in as, I'm going to assume right now there could be coordinates. If that takes me somewhere on several more, I'm going to freak out in a good way. Because then I am asking, wanted coordinates. That would help. But why on earth would I feel like I feel like I'm good. Yeah, that was painful. I get that now and again when I'm flying. So the higher elevation would affect eardrums popping. Anything else? Come on, Keith. Let's keep going. Now it just feels dark. Could be where trying to push through that darkness, but that could be the end of it. That could be the end of his memory. I want to dig deeper into what he may have possibly been last seen wearing. His mum will have known. I can't remember that, but that. I know. So June. So it means spring. Could possibly, if it was warm spring, could have been wearing shorts. Have a look at the temperature in 1964, June 16. Historical one. There's brown, round, sort of sandals, but front covered. I used to have a pair, I believe, if I remember. Something like, let me just, I want to look at the shoes because I could see socks, but like a brown flat. And then there's a strap that goes over. And then the front's covered. That's right. So let's try and see if I can see what sort of sandals. I can see them clearly, I just can't. Brown leather. A sandal, but a front covered sandal. Shoe. Buckle. Side. White. See those. See him wearing those. It's really sort of socks. And the brown looking sort of dungaree style. Shorts. Go over the jumper. Why do I feel like he's spoken to them before and he would have possibly been comfortable going off with them or talking to them again. I'm getting a very strong feeling that he may have actually interacted with them before. Even though back then it's like stranger danger, don't talk to strangers, but kids did. I did in the 70s and 80s, early 80s. Even though we weren't meant to, we still did. Because even when I was younger, it wasn't that dangerous like it is today. So in the 60s, it wouldn't have been classed as dangerous back then. Even though don't go off with strangers, don't talk to strangers, don't flirt. That didn't mean you wouldn't. Because if you was raised to have respect as well for your elders, you wouldn't be ignorant either. You'd be like, no. Anything else there, Keith? Anything else? I just want to try and push through that sort of dark space, but I think that might be the end of Keith's memory. When I'm connected to their frequency, it's their last memories I'm trying to see. Oh, it just feels heavy. Like, yeah, when I get that dark heaviness, there's nothing beyond that. There's nothing else. Oh God. Right. So I'm gonna go to this monument tomorrow. I want to look. I want to see what's around that. I want to be stood right there. And I want to see what I can see from that point. I want to know if this is a coordinates. Excuse me. Hidden in plain sight. It's weird because I'm seeing this weird triangular. I'm wondering why am I focused on a monument? I don't know why I'm seeing this weird triangle. This could be great, like if you were to sort of, from one point of interest, you could cover this grid area in one big triangle and follow that. If they are coordinates and they fit within that triangle, whether it's high elevation or low, you could find him within that triangle. Clean this up, and I'll get it into the report. So I'm going to close. I don't really want to close out the connection. I want to keep connected, but I know there's nothing else there. I'm feeling, oh God, I'm feeling like, whoa. I'm clairsentience. I'm just really feeling. What am I feeling here? Dragging. This is dragging. Oh, you gotta be. Now I feel like I'm seeing again. It's the same clothes. What is going on? Seeing a different feeling, like he was dragged from his right hand against, feeling like he was dragged. But he was unconscious. He was unconscious when he was being dragged. Possibility. I feel like it's, again, I'm seeing the second visual of him. The same clothes. There's a shoe missing. There is a shoe missing. Let me have a look. She's dragged. The shoe's missing. Is it left foot? Okay, man. Left shoe missing. I'm still not seeing him with glasses on. There's no glasses. I'm intrigued to know where his glasses are. I'm getting a very, very strong feeling this poor lad was actually alive when he was taken to the Mars. It might be where his last memory was that whatever happened to him on the Mars. They may have said something completely different. And seeing a completely different memory. So if there's a shoe, if there was ever a shoe found, or maybe shoes, or even his glasses, I'm sure they would have been found by now. But just from hikers, but you don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Pyramid grid. Depending on if there was to find a leather sort of sandal style shoe in this area, higher elevation, and possibly his glasses, that would confirm my seeing him climbing and then being dragged. But that tells me, again, that could be symbolic. It could just be showing me where he was going, where he was taken. That could just be residual energy showing me. But it could also be, well, he was dragging me. He was trying to help me climb up. It's weird. And then I see him being dragged. So he could have been dragged. And yet, I didn't feel like he was passed away at that point either. I feel like he was unconscious. This is dark. Don't want to see any lobby on that there. God, there's a lot of confirmations going on. It's weird. Sound confirmations. Why do I feel like I'm having to talk quietly? That is so weird. Like, I actually feel like I'm talking quietly and I don't give a shit. I'll talk, but I feel like talking quiet. Like, I can talk, but I've got to talk quietly. What is that? It's so weird. I am starting to think he might not be as close to the others. And if he is, hidden in plain sight. Yeah, it's starting to feel dark and dense, I'm hitting dense energy. It's not good. Anything else before I start closing out this energy? I need one last look, but I don't need it to be dark. I don't want to see anything graphic. I hope he wasn't buried alive when he was unconscious. Feeling heaviness now, like on my back and my hand. It's like, I really hope he wasn't. I may have thought when he was unconscious he might have already passed over, but I don't feel like he was. Oh, I've got to come out that. Yeah, I can't go in it. I can't, it's too dark. It's too. No, I feel sick. Right, I'm gonna close this out at 9:15 p.m. Oh God, dead on. Clocked in at 9:15. I clocked in at 8:15. Wow. Interesting. Hang on a minute. 9:15 p.m. These times could be relevant. That's weird. I don't know why I went there. Why did I need to go there? What was that? those times seem very relevant. But I don't know why. I never emphasize or focus on the times I'm clocking in and clocking out at, but there was a very strange emphasis on between 8:15 p.m. and 9:15 p.m. That's like an hour, a window of time. That could be very relevant. The fact that I clocked in, like literally clocked out exactly on an hour exactly to when I clocked in. Clock out. I hope that could be the time of his death. Clock out 9:15 p.m. Like when he passed away. What the fuck? That's very strange. Nothing I mention when I'm channeling and is random at all that just felt very significant. It's interesting. I want to take a look at that possible Greek coordination. So, I want to get this typed up tonight and get it. I want to go there in the morning, see if I can pull anything else up to add to this contract. What the hell is coming out of my mouth right now? Contract? What? Okay. This report. Hopefully I can get something more tomorrow morning. See if I can add what I find in the morning early to the report. Then obviously I'm going to get it sent to Manchester Police. So that is CCMP74. That's Keith Bennet. Those poor children. Those evil, evil people. Evil. And you know, I hated that whole, when she suddenly found God, she found religion. Well, I don't like religion. But she apparently found God. She was in prison, but that was close to when she was up for parole, if I remember correctly. They always find God, don't they, when they're up for parole? No, sorry, they are psychopaths. They have zero empathy. They don't regret what they did or do. Evil, twisted. But there is special places in hell for people like that. So, anything else, I will absolutely, and to be honest, if by a miracle we find his, remains, I'll be keeping an eye on this case too. I'll be keeping an eye on any developments. Once I send my report in, if I start hearing about developments, I'm going to be zoning in on that, and then, you never know if I'm lucky. It could help. I don't expect acknowledgement. I never do when I work in any of my cases. I never do. It just doesn't work like that. So, plus I don't belong to a cult, so I'm not getting anything. I'm not a follower, and I'm not a conformist, so I don't care about my crap. But any developments, and I will absolutely do an update video. I want to keep an eye on this because I just, like I say, when I woke up this morning, just felt this weird pull, magnetic hold to his energy, and then obviously I could see him. I'm like, oh, hello there. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm not far, so I'm in the country now. There's nothing stopping me now. It's kind of what I did. Just got up, said to my best friend, I'm going to be out for the night, got it to go on, like on a case, and hopefully we can find Keith. Just got to go with it. I get when energy is like, pack your bag and go. I just do, I go where I'm guided to do. That's what I do. That's my calling. I get real sick and sad when I'm dealing with children's cases. That's horrible. Horrible. Wicked, evil people. But to be honest, that was in the 60s. These days, there is a hell of a lot more of these types of evil creatures. There's more of them now, today, than ever before. And this is like, these normal, they're sickos today, sickos, evil. We're all in cults as well. So, that was bad that then. But this child murdering, child torturing and killing children, there's more of these sociopaths and psychopaths today than there ever was before. So, terrible. But I would like to find him. I remember this as a kid. I always heard about this sort of, it's horrible. I remember this growing up, But I'll leave it there because I don't want to get drawn back into it. And it's starting to get real dark as well, like. So, I'm sorry, Keith, I didn't really mean to go on that much after that, but we shall see. Other than that, I'll see you all again very soon.